goodness, this is another great episode of Boothing Conjugals. Like, I am so honored and humbled. Like, I don't know why I love this couple so much, but I'm just like honored and humbled to be here. Like, they got stuff brewing in the oven. I'll let them talk about it, but like this is just gonna be such an awesome segment.
Absolutely.
So welcome again to Boothing Conjugals. I'm gonna let our friends introduce themselves, and then we'll get started.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm Lisa, and this over here is Jude Mumbo Brown, and he's baking in the oven.
What temperature?
Almost here. Almost done.
Almost
There
done.
you go.
Almost done. Right?
Almost done. And where are you from? Where are you from?
Oh,
Lisa?
yeah. I'm originally from South Africa, Johannesburg. Born and raised there. Moved here I'm really bad with timeline.
Right.
So I'm going to say 9 years ago, babe. Have I been here 9 years? Okay. No? How long? 8 years. Going on 9 in December. Okay. 8 years. And then Chris and I met each other 8 years ago.
7.
7.
Less than 10.
It's the baby. It's the baby.
No, it's not. It's me.
I tried.
It's me.
I tried.
It's me.
Okay. I'm Chris. And so I've been in America all my life.
Yes.
And so I met Lisa 7 years ago at the same church. And but yeah, I'm from Cheltenham, which is a small town right outside of Philly. And we met at Christian Stronghold Church, which is in West Philly. And, we dated and, took premarital, got engaged, got married. Now we got a kid on the way. So
Yay. How long have you been married? Real quick.
3.5 years. Is it 2014, the 7th of June?
Oh,
Okay.
good
there
job.
we go. We got one right.
We got one right, guys.
One time question correct.
Okay, so we already prepped you, but this is just our fun way to share love and marriage. We totally believe in love. We've been together for 24 years, married for 17, and marriage, honestly. So, but we just think that it's cool to show marriage and love at every stage of the game. So you guys are still newlyweds.
Yeah.
So yes, girl. It's you're still
You still got
newlyweds.
that status?
I guess so.
I'm down with it.
I'm down with it. We're trying to hit 5, then y'all can.
Oh.
So we're gonna
Right
let
up.
Then that's season.
that season. Yes,
Not overseas.
yes, you become seasoned. All right, go ahead. So I'll let my boo thing.
You'll let me?
Yeah. Oh, now here we go. Now we're gonna talk about submission.
Submit!
I'll allow it.
That's in every video.
That's in every video. Why do we always have to go to the submission? Okay, so what am I supposed to say?
Nothing.
Oh.
Submit!
No, I'm playing.
Always.
What was your first impression of each other?
Wow.
I can't remember.
Uh-oh.
That's
What? Yeah, I can remember. I said I can, not I can't. Well, it wasn't like love at first sight. Chris and I, so what happened was, this was still when I was new to America. It was 3 months of me being here. And we had this was it 6 months? 6 months of me being here. And there was a cleanup session at the church where they're like, oh, please volunteer, come on through or whatever. And so I remember catching the trolley, which I'd never done before. Okay. And so I was I got lost on the trolley because I got off at the wrong place.
Okay.
And so I was late, basically, for this cleanup thing. So I walked in and the church was really quiet. And I was like, oh my gosh, where are all these people? And in walks Chris, and he's like, hey, how you doing? And I was like, I'm good. I'm like, well, where is everybody? He's like, oh, let me go find out, from the office or whatever. So I hung back. He went in, and he came out, and he was like, so many people showed up that there's nothing to be done. There goes the faithful members at Stronghold, right? So I was like, oh, okay. So I was like, okay, cool, thank you. And so I turned around, and I started to walk away. And he's like, no, do you want to ride? So I was like, a ride from this American stranger in this foreign land. I don't want to be on CSI in Miami, New York. I watched all of them. Philadelphia. I didn't want that. I didn't want that.
I'm still reliving this.
I didn't want that. So I was just like, no. And I just turned around and I walked out. And that was My first
that was your first
Chris.
impression.
Yeah.
Now, Chris, what was
Nice.
your first impression?
Very romantic.
So this was the thing. I've been going to this church my whole life.
Right.
And I'm this, and it's not justifying. It's, you have to understand where I'm coming from. Like, I help people. I'm nice to people at church. You know what I'm saying? Everybody sees me as the good boy, the good church boy. You know, you get all the wet kisses from the old grandmothers. You know, so everybody knows me and like they know I'm cool.
Right.
So I'm like, so I see her and I was like, "How did you get here?" This is what she left out. She was like, "Oh, I caught the trolley." And at our church, we are trained not to let women go home by themselves, or especially at nighttime. Right. That we want to make sure women are protected. That's the background that I'm coming from. So I'm like, Lisa, or I didn't say Lisa, but I'm saying, how'd you get here? And she's like, oh, well, I caught the trolley. And she sounded like unsure, like if she wanted to catch the trolley again. So I was like, well, I can give you a ride. Right. And she was like, no, thank you. And bolted out the door. Right. And that was the last thing that she said to me in our first real interaction.
No, thank you.
And she left. Like no holds barred. I'm like, wow, that's different. Yeah, she shut me down.
He was like, well, wait a minute. That was good. See how you get two different ideas.
Everybody's like, I saw her across the crowded road.
I saw her across the crowded road.
That's not our story.
You know
that's not our story.
Make you mine, baby.
And you were like, no. That was good. I love that. When did you know that the two of you guys were in love, one at a time? Because you probably, I don't know if you knew at the same time. I was a stalker. So, for instance, I was a stalker. I saw Juan when I was 11 years old.
I know, you guys are
right.
So
I told you my story, and I saw him since I was like a little, girl, and told my mom I was going to marry this guy.
Wow.
Everybody's heard this story, but saw him in the choir that my mom joined, and I was like, the guy on the drums is my husband. I was like, Mom, you didn't even tell me. Right? No. So that's what he thought, right? So
Did you tell him?
They forced us that I loved him.
Me.
No, that I was like,
I don't know about the love part. I love playing the drums. I didn't know her, so I can't love her.
You love her?
Everybody was like, yeah, Sonya like me.
That is my husband.
All right, if she liked me, then let her come and tell me. Like, why do y'all keep telling me that she likes me?
So you liked her?
I thought she was cute, but I didn't know her.
You was checking for me, so don't even be trying it.
She laughed at my jokes and stuff, but I didn't think she was interested in me, so I didn't really pay anything.
Wow.
Like Chris, I'm a nice guy. I don't push myself on women, nothing like that. Well, women, I was a little boy. I don't push myself on girls, but so it was just like, yeah, she's cool, blah, 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 blah. And then we started talking, and she sent me a page of her diary.
We're cutting this part.
It had my last name on it.
We're cutting this part.
No. Serious?
You sent
So listen. So first of all, don't make me cry. She's gonna make me cry because it got destroyed in the flood. It did. It got destroyed in the flood. But here's the thing. We used to write each other letters. This is when he would write me the sweetest letters, and we would write letters back and forth because our parents. My mom was like, "You're not really old enough to have a boyfriend. He's not old enough to have a girlfriend." His mom just started liking me this year, so it's like, he's the baby of the family. Yeah. I just got the sign. I just got the stamp of approval.
You got it though.
It was one of those things. You know what I mean? He's the baby. He's the youngest, right? So you can relate, right?
I can relate.
So we used to write letters, and we would sneak them to each other when we were in choir rehearsal, and nobody knew. He would wrap them up in little footballs, and we would toss them to each other. That was our texting. And we would write. It would be long letters, and so I was so I really knew that this is who I was supposed to be with. So on my little diary page, I was signing Sonya Sessoms. This is the first time I'm revealing this. I cannot believe he has put me on blast. So I used to write. Yes, I was a teenager, and I used to write Sonya Sessoms. And something in me was send this letter to him, put it in with the letter, because it was a 3-page letter. No, we literally wrote letters, and I did.
You did?
And then I called him, and I was like, oh my, I know I felt so stupid. I was like, Juan.
You didn't know?
I was like, Juan, I think I gave you a piece of my diary.
Yeah, I think you gave something by accident.
I was like, I am so sorry. And he was like,
you were like, don't read it.
He was like, yeah, I think you did. I knew he already read it. Like, I was so, and Juan was like, this
so
girl.
What do you think, Juan? What were you thinking?
That was crazy.
We were like 13 years
We were like 14.
Something like
14 and we were 14.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Dude.
I can't even drive. So why are you writing your name with my last name together?
Oh my God!
I can't.
I was so embarrassed.
I thought it was cool because like
I really did
I thought
like
it showed
him.
like an incredible amount of bravery to actually do that.
Yes, she did.
You're gonna make me cry like right here.
Oh my goodness,
that's so sweet.
I did. Like,
I love that.
So I knew that I was in love with him at 11.
Wow.
So
he was
I
first.
actually.
Lisa's like, because he was first.
It was like a week.
A week?
Yeah.
Wait, I didn't know that.
Yes.
It was a week? No, it
7-11.
wasn't. What is? Oh, really?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we just had a conversation about 7-11 now. Do you
remember?
And
so we had our first date, which was really corny. I wanted to be low pressure, so we actually went to Sharon Baptist Church's Christian Cafe.
Yeah.
And we did a group date
with our really good friends, Ginny and Tim.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
So that was really corny and cheesy, but it was low pressure. But the great part about it is, on driving her home, we just spent like 5 hours in 7-Eleven parking lot. Yeah. Talking. Like, until...
I need to go to the bathroom. I need to go to the bathroom. That's why we had to leave 7-Eleven. I was like, I'm having so much fun talking to him. But I have to be like, I need to go home to go to the bathroom.
But, like, she was saying stuff that was, like, set me straight. Like, I just just rededicated, like,
yes,
life.
He did. He was so crazy when he was no, wait, do you remember? Wait.
This was crazy. Like, I was sitting there talking to her, and she was just hitting, like, everything I had just asked God for. It was like, it was so
weird. You're gonna make me cry.
And I was like, okay, I'm gonna tell him tonight, like, while we're together that, maybe it was great knowing you, but I'm not interested in guys who are, like, pursuing, like, lots of women at the same time. Right. And so that is what I did say to him, like, later on. But I was like, but this was so much fun, man, or whatever.
Fuck.
And then he was like, no, I'm not, like, I'm really interested in you, and I'm going to, like, focus on you or whatever. So that was his first time. Babe, that's so crazy. I didn't know it was 1 week, though. But for me, I'm really bad with this. I'm really bad with this timeline thing, right? But, like, we got to know each other for how long were we friends, babe?
She keep calling it the friendships. It wasn't friends to me.
Right.
She was already my girlfriend. She kept calling us friends. I was like, okay, you keep calling friends.
We're totally dating right now. We are totally dating.
You don't know it, but
to me, it's yeah.
Really? But like, how long
you
was
were
that?
friends.
Well, I was friends with him.
So this is how it played out.
Like 3 months?
Because she held on to this disposition of friendship. I asked her, to go steady, like 2 months after us talking or whatever.
Yeah.
And she was like, "No, I think I need more time."
Shut down.
Oh my God.
I remember the exact day. It was December 19th.
Babe, why'd you remember that?
2010.
Oh, because I hurt him. Look at him. He's like,
scarred.
He is scarred.
Hey, that's so funny.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. That wasn't enough anymore. Like, to know who she was to other people. Like, I had to start knowing who she was to me.
Right.
So, probably the thing I admire about her most now is understanding how hard she loves.
I know. Look at it.
Really?
I know, right? You about to
get something on points on that one, bro.
Yo, tonight's gonna be great.
Have a good night.